Let's restart.
Let's.
I'm Mi- I'm Michael. I'm here with Cloud. Did see
Yes,
Cloud,
that is
the
me.
creator of this world for uh, project, right?
Yes, that's the new Canterbury project. I probably said that wrong.
I I don't know how to say that, so it's fine. We open door now. Hmm. Very lovely room. Would you like to explain uh, what is going on here?
Okay, so this is meant to be the room of one of the characters that we read about, and her name is Varna,
Mm-hmm.
and her whole shtick is that she wants to be an explorer. So they never specified what type of explorer. She just wanted to be an explorer. So I thought maybe she wants to be an astronaut. So
Ooh.
I decided I'm gonna give her like planets on the wall because I figured, that's kind of cool and futuristic. Because this is meant to be in 2070, 70, yes, not 17. So I gave her a whole galaxy on the ceiling as well.
Ah.
And one of the important parts of her story was that she had a health meter, which is behind you. And the health meter, it was a bit complicated to make because it was described as three overlapping circles, but with a collar in the middle. So that would have been four overlapping circles. But I thought, you know what, I'm gonna make it like this. It's meant to show her mental, physical, and social health. And I made this in Photoshop because Illustrator is hard to use,
Hmm. That's good.
and it's it's meant to. Well, I already said what it's meant to show, but I
I.
kind of wanted the little bits here to signify how well it's going.
Mhm.
So green is good because it has mentioned that it was slowly turning green, the social
Mhm.
health, and uh, they didn't describe what the other two were, so I just assumed that they were pretty bad. So I figured mental health would have been worse than physical health because I think she was in an okay shape.
So that's why mental health is like, ah, low mood detected. Recommended talking to somebody about it. Reminder, take a break. Practice breathing exercises. And it's like orange.
Yes.
And then we come over to physical health. It's better, but poor sleeping patterns. Recommended yoga, walk. Reminder, daily intake of water and nourishing foods. That sounds very similar to some people.
Yes. If I had a bit more time and understanding of Unity, I would have added like an actual audio of the robot talking, because the the health meter talks.
Ah,
It's like an Amazon Alexa sort of situation, I think. But I couldn't figure that out well enough, so I didn't do it. But hey, at least there is a cool little hologram. I did realize that this world is pretty seems pretty large, but it seemed an okay sort of not weight, height when I was testing it. But there is a hologram and it goes whoosh.
I like the chair personally. It's very nice. Well done.
Yeah,
The hologram.
uh, it
I like how the hologram like zoots into existence.
yeah, it's really cool. I wanted to if you jump on the desk, you're not meant to jump on the desk, but if you do, you'll see that there is like a low polygon city that I included.
Well, looks pretty
Uh,
good.
I found it on the Unity store and I thought, oh god, I fell off the fell.
If you stand like
uh,
here, it looks really good, especially with the smoke.
yeah, yeah. I figured it would have been nice to include it, like what view she has from the window.
Hmm.
You weren't meant to actually be able to like go close enough to see that there is like a literal void.
Oh.
But yeah, but I included that spiral thing as like a landmark thing
Hmm.
because I think And with every single inspiration photo that I saw, futurism really likes squiggles and spirals. So I thought I would include that. Also wanted to include a little bit of foliage around because there was an idea that was kind of like an idea from one of my peers where they wanted to talk about how they are starting like a project somewhere
Hmm.
where they have like there's like trees growing on buildings, and that was meant to help fight pollution and stuff. And I thought, I think flowers would be nice on a building, personally. But that was one of my peers' ideas because we're all sharing ideas. So I
Well,
thought, I don't know what to add on a window, so I might as well add some leaves and flowers.
flowers on a building give me the post-apocalyptic aesthetic personally,
Yeah,
like
that makes
the
sense.
molded over buildings and stuff like that. But I actually like that aesthetic, to be fair. So,
Yeah. Also a mirror here.
oh, hello.
Oop, I'm here.
You cut out for like a solid minute and then ran disconnected.
Yeah, that was. Yeah.
Ah, a mirror, a lovely mirror. Oh,
Oh no. Yeah, I think they are all client-sided because I know that not everyone's computer behaves the same way.
yeah. Earlier you walked through that door from the spawn, and it freaked me out.
Yeah.
Tell me about this
It's
shelf.
Oh yes, the shelf. I need to stop. Okay. So this is meant to be a god. I do realize just how short most of the characters are, and I did resize this room 3 times. But this was meant to be like a little jar that was meant that in the lore was meant to be sort of her project, like a school project, where
Mm.
she just made something out of clay. I just realized the mushroom is clipping a little bit, but that's okay. We can ignore that. She has a lot of books because I thought she would be a reader, a bit of a bookworm, reading about space and stuff.
Oh
Um,
yeah, yeah, makes sense.
there is some cool abstract shapes because futurism exists,
Like
and
what
there
is
is
this thing? Is this another abstract shape?
it's meant to be a robot hologram sort of thing.
Okay.
I found a robot model and I just slapped a semi-permanent material over it.
Oh, I was gonna say it looks kind of like a dollar store claptrap.
I would say yes, but also it was a free asset from the Unity store, which is my currently beloved store that saved me
Oh,
multiple times.
the lantern up there. Yeah, I get some of that abstract.
Like impossible shape sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. You also if you look ahead there is a little Among Us.
Where?
It's the
Oh my
closest I could
God!
get to an astronaut.
Look at him.
And
Look at
there's
him
also a
go.
little cat, El Gato, because I wanted people to know who made this, and um, yeah, it's a cat.
It
I
cat.
figured that in the future memes aren't gonna die.
Obviously. Tell me about
And there's
this. Tell me about this. Actually, what were you gonna say? I'm sorry.
oh no, I was gonna say I think that I broke but no, the bed. I did fix the collisions on the bed. I didn't remember that I did. But before you couldn't really jump on them because I made the collision box a little bit too high. But now you can jump on them. In the story, the bed wakes you up by turning off the warmth in the duvets.
That would not wake me up personally.
I feel like that would be pretty nice actually, but futurism. So I made this little, but I didn't make the ceramic frog. I found a little frog,
Mhm.
uh, thing, and I slapped a material over it because I would like to think, in positive thinking, that things like frogs aren't gonna go extinct.
Mhm.
But if they might, I feel like people would still like the aesthetic of frogs. So I don't know, maybe this is like a DNA infused creation where this is, I don't know, like the last remaining piece of frogs that used to live. Or maybe it's just a little decoration, I don't know. But if you look up, there's some cool planets.
Yeah, I looked at that earlier while you were talking about the. It looks. Oh, I like
What
how.
looks small? The
Uh,
planets.
no, I said it looks cool.
The- Oh, cool, okay. If I said it looks small.
I like how they're not all like the traditional looking planets.
Yeah. I feel like by 2070 we would discover much more planets. I do wish that I had better particles to make clouds around, so that it looks like it's like an actual visualization of space.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, I only had dust particles, so I had to make do.
Looks good.
I also had, there's like those little lights there that I wanted to have turned on, but I realized that they were kind of taking away from, first off, the fact that it's golden hour, so the light is orange, and the fact that I feel like Varna would like to be in a more darker room,
Mm-hmm.
because it was pretty clear in her story that she is pretty overwhelmed with seemed pretty overwhelmed with technology that made like a lot of things redundant in her words. So
So, like having more darkness is like part of like the aesthetic of what she would want out of like her own
yeah,
room.
because night sky makes things dark, and she likes the night sky in space.
Okay. So it's not just a dark map; it's actually part of the aesthetic.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but I really enjoyed making this. There's like little details, like this little, like the bed, the chair, and this thing are floating, so they have a little light
Oh, they
underneath.
are. Oh, they
Yeah, they are meant to
are.
float. Like
Oh,
the
that's
bed is also
cool.
meant to float too.
The bed is floating.
Yeah.
Oh, you can see through the bottom of the bed. Let's not look at
Well, that was not planned.
that.
It's fine. It's perfectly fine. But yeah, that's the reason why most of the wall space is clear, is because the health meter would probably use the walls as a way to communicate. So there's
Mhm.
like little, I don't know, monitor screen things where she could communicate. But
That and
Varna
then
uses
there's
this
a
space.
mirror over on this side.
Yeah, there is a mirror on this side.
You can look at how ridiculous you look like in this game.
This is the tallest avatar.
This is the tallest avatar you have.
When I was making this map, I didn't realize that I had it at 2 meters tall. So everything under that makes the map look really huge when it is really not.
I mean, our models. I mean, I have bigger models than this because I get a lot of the more masculine models, but uh, you know, the normal size models like these, it's still a bit big, but I understand like
Yeah.
it's hard to just eyeball from like uh, the external. Like, is this the right size? Like, it just
Yeah,
makes
when I
sense.
first made the room, it was massive. Like, when the way that you're standing here, you would be basically like crouched down in the corner, and everything was just huge.
Oh, really?
Like, if you look at the room that way,
Oh,
it's just
yeah.
massive. But it's okay, we learn. Next time I will make sure to pay more attention to the sizing and actually make it more realistic.
Hey, I'm sure This is already really great. I'm sure if you got a chance to do it again, you'd you'd smash that shit. You do a great job.
Thank you.